Hello everyone, welcome back to my next video. I wish you all a happy and joyful new day. Today's story will continue from the previous one. If you enjoy it, please support me by liking and subscribing to my channel so I can create more videos. Now, let's get started. I never thought that a normal lunch at school could turn into such a deep memory, that many years later, whenever the wind changed or someone mentioned the glass door, my heart would still beat faster than usual. The middle school I attended was located in the suburbs, where rows of beige school buildings lined up, nestled in a quiet land with lush green trees and roads with little traffic. The lunchtime system here had long been controversial, divided into two sessions, each serving half of the students, grade 6 and the first half of grade 7 ate first, the rest of grade 7 and the entire grade 8 ate later. I was in the second group. That meant that normally, I wouldn't be in the cafeteria at the first hour. But that day, a day I will never forget, I was there earlier than usual, because the class was cut due to a teacher's sudden absence. The sky was strangely gloomy that day. The clouds were heavy as if they were holding a secret, hovering so close to the school roof that it seemed as if you could reach out and touch them. The drizzle continued, enough to make the atmosphere stifling but not enough to make the students stay in class. In the cafeteria, the sound of laughter and chatter, the smell of industrial pizza and French fries mixed together to create a familiar atmosphere. I was sitting with a few friends, eating and chatting about something trivial, maybe a new movie or an upcoming test. Then suddenly, a series of loud noises rang out, a heavy, reverberating sound, as if someone was hitting a concrete wall with something metal. At first, everyone thought it was thunder, but after a few seconds, panic spread like fire meeting gasoline. Screams began to ring out. Some students quickly stood up, their eyes darting around, as if searching for something. The sound of food trays falling to the floor made a clanging sound. I was still holding a half-eaten sandwich when the cafeteria door burst open, and security personnel rushed in, their faces pale with tension. "Go to the multipurpose room, hurry, no questions," one shouted, his voice firm. We were pushed toward the east corridor, which led to the multipurpose room, an area usually used for meetings, art performances, or physical education classes on rainy days. But today, it had become a shelter for hundreds of panicked students. When I stepped inside, I realized something that sent a chill down my spine. The entire back wall of the room, which should have been a beautiful architectural highlight, was made entirely of transparent glass. Under the dim light and drizzling rain, the scene outside became blurry and hazy, like a layer of ghostly mist clinging to people's eyes. Immediately, the staff pulled the black curtains shut, blocking all view outside. At every exit, at least one adult stood guard. No one said a word. We sat on the floor. No one laughed. No one joked. Everyone looked at each other, or stared at the curtains that had just been pulled down. Something was outside, very close, but completely unidentifiable. Eric, my deskmate, was a rather bold and curious kid. He pushed his way through the crowd, approached a teacher standing near the door, and whispered something. When he turned back, Eric's face was no longer the expression of a normal teenager. He sat close to me, whispering, "They say there's a man in the house across the school gate. He's barricaded himself in the house and is threatening to shoot the police if anyone comes near." I frowned. "What? That's it?" Eric swallowed, his eyes full of uncertainty. "I heard ... he was convicted of child molestation. And this morning, someone saw him walking around the school grounds, looking at us ... like he was picking out targets." I felt my stomach tighten. The air in the room was thick. Some people were visibly shaking. Whispers began to spread throughout the room, each person adding an unverified piece of information, making the story more and more creepy. We were locked in that room for almost an hour. No one was allowed to go out. No one was allowed to use the phone. Everyone just sat there, trying to breathe softly, trying to hear any sounds from behind the curtain. I remember clearly imagining that man, in his tattered jacket, pressing his face against the glass, watching each student through the thin fabric. Finally, when everything seemed under control, each class was called by name and led to their room. In the hallway, not a single voice spoke. Every step was cautious, as if the slightest sound might bring him out of the darkness. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay awake for hours, staring at the ceiling as if waiting for something terrible to happen. And then, the most terrifying thing of all, I received a text message from Brandy, who lived near the man's apartment complex. Brandy said that last Halloween, she had seen him standing at a second-floor window shirtless, holding a razor blade, slashing his arm. Blood was streaming down, dripping onto the glass. Okay, this part ends here, and I will move on to the conclusion in the future. Once again, I wish you all a happy and joyful new day. For now, goodbye and see you again.